Now, it's time. I have to serve a little bit of double duty, so just pretend like I'm Charles Blow from the New York Times, stepping up here to make the first presentation. Those of you who've been here before know that Charles is annually at this dinner, and this evening we decided to put him to work. But Charles became ill, and he is not able to be here this evening, and I am going to make the presentation. And I just found this out, so I'm going to make this award to our first awardee. It is time for our first award of the evening, the Shirley Chisholm Award. I keep going, right? Okay. April Ryan. This is the voice of Charles Blow, and these are his words. I am here to help honor you, and I am here to tell you, HBCU graduate to HBCU graduate, journalist to journalist, that we are proud of you. Not only as a fellow HBCU graduate, not only as a trailblazing African-American journalist, but as a journalist who has stood up for our community, who has stood up for our profession, and who has stood up for the first public interest, and for the First Amendment. In what you put out there for your listeners on the American urban radio networks and for your views on CNN, but also in person, eyeball to eyeball, with some of the most powerful people in the country in the White House briefing room, without giving an inch, but without losing your cool or your grace under pressure. And UNCF could not have chosen a more appropriate award to honor you with than the Shirley Chisholm Award. Because I remember the words of Shirley Chisholm you quoted when you received the African American Journalist of the Year Award. You said, I think of Shirley Chisholm and what she said. If you don't have a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. I am so thankful every day, you said, I have a folding chair in that briefing room. And you said, I need each and every one of you not to hug me, but to pray for me. When I'm under attack, it's not just me, it's all of us. You're right. It is all of us. All of us. And we, all of us, have your back. In the words of Shirley Chisholm, unbought and unbossed. On behalf of UNCF, it is with great pleasure that I present to you the Shirley Chisholm Award. Ladies and gentlemen, April Ryan.
I am so full tonight. What's the old saying? Familiarity breeds contempt. But I feel the love tonight. I feel like I'm home. Dr. Lomax. Yes, clap. I'm home compared to that briefing room. UNCF, Dr. Lomax, thank you. I think about being a child growing up in Baltimore. Yes, Baltimore. And I love Baltimore. You know, I get my hair done not far from where Freddie Gray was picked up. I'm still that kid from Baltimore who would watch TV and see the UNCF commercials with Leontine Price, and a mind is a terrible thing to waste. I was that girl growing up in Baltimore who would always run to get my Essence magazine to see those cornrows flying in the wind, right, Susan Taylor? In the spirit. Never knowing that I would work for one of the greatest radio networks in the nation, American Urban Radio Networks, for the last 21 years. Yeah, the 21 years. I've been there longer than this last year. American Urban Radio Networks has believed in me, stood by me, 2,000% when people called for me to be fired, when I allegedly shook my head, when the president asked me to get the CBC together, death threats, all that stuff. They've stood behind me. Yeah, it did happen. You can't make this stuff up. But I am that girl who just grew up in Baltimore, who's asking questions. The 4 American presidents, questions about our HBCUs and why the funding still has yet to come. I'm that girl who asks the questions about why is our water still unsafe to drink. I'm that girl who is in awe of this room tonight, and Kenny Leon and all of you. I'm that girl who looks at this major, magnificent woman who ran for president in 1972, saying, yes, if you don't have a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. But she also said, and I'm saying this on this International Women's Day, that it's a double whammy being, yes. It's a double whammy being Black and a woman. So like Charles said, and I said in my speech, you know, when you see me, don't hug me, pray for me. But I stand on the shoulders of all these HBCUs tonight, and I thank you. And I thank primarily Morgan State University.
All right.
I am a Morgan baby, I'm an HBCU baby. I grew up on an HBCU campus because my late mother, Mary Vivian Ryan, worked in the Office of Student Activities for 42 and a half years until her death. So I understand the importance of HBCUs. We are the catalyst. We are the catalyst to bring our issues to the forefront, and we are also that catalyst that propels us into the middle income stratosphere and beyond. I love my HBCUs, and thank you for loving me back. I always say HBCUs love us to success. And if this is success, we still got a long way to go. With that, aspire to inspire. Thank you so much. Shirley Chisholm, you led the way. Thank you.